Oh, there you go. Here's some durability testing. Hi, so these are my thoughts of the Team Legit wing that I just finished building, actually a couple weeks ago. It's my first EPP build. Everything else has been Dollar Tree foam, which is kind of what I'm known for. A couple differences. The EPP requires lamination, so I had to buy a sealing iron, which was no big deal. It's 20-something bucks. I seal up my Versa wings with packing tape. The laminate seems a lot more durable. So the you get the kit. It comes with the Coroplast bumpers, which are not your average Coroplast. These things are like super strong, super durable. Not sure where they come from, but they are just ridiculous strong. The rest of the kit, either the winglets and the GoPro box, are more of a standard Coroplast. Everything with the Coroplast came in white. I just sanded them down real good and then sprayed them, and I've crashed it, cleaned it. Everything's holding tight. The paint's great. So I think as long as you scuff it up decent, you're going to have an alright experience with it. So all that's holding. The wing itself, like I said, EPP, it's my first experience with it. Holding it in my hands, it was like, wow, this stuff is, I mean, it's really light, and I don't want to say flimsy because that's not the right word. It's deceptive. It's kind of squishy and things. You get the spars in it and laminate it, and the stuff is bulletproof. I built it 90% to the build video that Team Legit has on their YouTube channel. I used Gorilla Glue instead of the Shoe Goop, just because that's what I'm familiar with. So it worked out. It worked out real well. My first time laminating, again, no big deal. I followed Johnny's instructions on the build video to the letter when I did that. It's really, you know, it was not difficult, wasn't super easy, but it was a whole lot of fun. I really enjoyed building this plane. Hope to build a few more, although I don't think this plane's going anywhere anytime soon, so you know, we'll see about that. Comparing it to my Versas, you know, the Versas Dollar Tree foam, and you know, they're a couple bucks to build, and that's cool. I'm never gonna stop building these. It's just too cheap and too much fun. But I think this is gonna end up staying in my car, and is really, for the past 2 weeks, I haven't flown one of my Versas, so I've been flying the snot out of this Legit wing. It's really, the control rods are thicker, they're threaded. It's got the better hardware, digital Metal Gear servos. The equipment is just a lot more robust, a lot beefier. So I really trust this plane a lot more than my typical Versas. I'd be okay flying this over water, whatever else. I mean, it's just, it's a rocket. It tracks straight, flies really good, tons of lift. It's aerobatic more so than my capabilities. So it's just a real solid platform. A couple things to note. The motor mount that was sent with it left something to be desired. I had to basically, I cleaned it up and then decided to use my regular L bracket, which is basically the same as what was provided. It's just that I'm more used to dealing with it. I had a template, I drilled it out. The motor mounts on the back side of the bracket instead of the forward side. I was a fan of that because get the CG forward, but I wasn't about to notch this because I didn't want to mess with the overall design of the plane. You know, I notched the snot out of my Versa wings to get the weight forward. It really balanced out really well. There's a little bit of ballast on it. Flying wings need weight in the front. You know, what are you going to do about it? It's still a nice light plane though. So real impressed with that. Something cool that I think is worth mentioning, and you can see there's some white spots on it here and there from Gorilla Glue. I've crashed it really hard once, had a couple hard landings, but come home, I Gorilla Glue whatever I've messed up and fly it again. So again, it's a blunt nose wing, but it's two halves. So it's two wing halves, and then the front is made blunt. So there's not two separate joints, three sections. There's only two sections and one joint. So for durability's sake, that's got to be worth something. I was pretty impressed with that. The Coroplast GoPro box, awesome idea. The Coroplast is a little bit weak. I've since cut the GoPro portion out of the front, left the security camera portion, and I just set my GoPro in, and I've got this layer lens kind of thing that holds it in, and that works real well for me. So I am still using the GoPro box. I've just modified it a little bit. The Team Legit says to run 4-cell. I've been running 3-cell on it, but I am going to move to 4-cell. It flies fine with 3-cell, but it's not the most economical thing. You know, you could get better flight times and more punch out of 4-cell, so why not do it? I have a bunch of 3-cell laying around, and so that's what I started with, but I will be moving it to 4-cell. I think I'm really going to appreciate the longer flight times and more punch, so I'm going to do that. But I'm running a 30 amp ESC, the NTM 2836 1400 kV motor with a 8x4 prop, which is exactly what they recommend for this motor. It's got plenty of speed, it climbs out. With 4-cell, I'll be going down a prop size and probably increasing the pitch. We'll see. Right now I'm getting about 8 minutes of flight time on the 3-cell, so which is actually pretty good for me, but like I said, the Team Legit recommends 4-cell. Why not do it? So I'll report back what flight times I'm getting when I move to 4-cell. I'll probably also get a little bit heavier on the throttle, so we'll see. Got the FrSky D4R2 receiver in it, and the TS whatever it is, 200 milliwatt 5.8. It's actually been doing really good, although I am going to bump this up to a 500 milliwatt or 600. I have the Fat Shark base SD goggles, so they work with my ground station. I don't really have to worry about immersion or not. So I'll probably stick to Foxtech or Boscam, but that's just my opinion. Overall, I mean, I threw it up in the sky for the first maiden, found out that it needed a little bit more up trim than I'm used to, so I put a program in the radio to give me up trim for launch, and then as soon as I get it in the sky, I flip the switch, and the trim goes back to normal, and I'm flying. So ever since putting it in the sky, I've just haven't flown anything else. So I mean, it's a great great platform. The size is good for putting it in your car and you know, going to the field. It's deceptive how smooth it can be as long as you are smooth on the sticks. Right now I'm running 50% ailerons and 60% elevator. I like a lot of elevator, and I think I'm running about 40% expo on everything. So with those settings, it's capable of really smooth flight, although I'm not real capable of smooth flight. I've had tons of line of sight flights with it, happy as can be. Lately I've put about 10 batteries through it FPV. Great FPV too. I mean, just all around great plane, and it's keeping me. The big difference is that you know, with the Versa planes, mine hold up. Mine take crashes really well. It's typically when I get a stupid idea to do something, you know, like fly it down the street, threading the needle with the trees, I total it. But I tend to be building them a lot, as you've noticed on Instagram probably. So I haven't built a Versa in over 2 weeks, so that's kind of cool. Paisley says hi from her SpaghettiOs. So this gets me some more time with the family. So you know, like I said, I'm not going to stop scratch building. I still want to build the perfect Versa, but this is definitely my favorite plane right now, and I'm sure it's going to stay that way for a while. So if you have any questions, ask them in the comments. If you're looking for a nice small flying wing that kicks a ton of butt, you know, here you go. I'll put a link to everything in the description except for my setup. Like I told you about it, but it's 3-cell. It is capable of 4-cell, but you know, like they have a power pack on the website that you can get, or just start out with their recommendations or pick up their power pack and just avoid anything else. You know, I like to play around and I'm not afraid to fail. So fortunately, you know, like I said, it runs 3-cell, but I think I'll enjoy 4-cell more. I think that's about it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I don't do a whole lot of YouTube stuff, but if you ask, I will. So let me know if you want to see this again or see more of this. Like it, subscribe, share it, please. Otherwise, you'll see me on Instagram like always.